Hi, good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. सब म्यूट पे हैं क्या?
गुड इवनिंग सर।
गुड इवनिंग यार। सिमी स्टार्ट करेंगे बेटा? ये क्या कैमरा ऑफ करके बात करेगा क्या आज से?
सर
हाय
हेलो सर।
हाय, सॉरी यार थोड़ा डिस्टरबेंस आएगा, मैं ऑफिस में नहीं, मैं एयरपोर्ट पे हूँ। सो टुडे सिमी इज गोइंग टू brief you all about how she was able to score 201 marks in interview. मतलब that is according to me, for her it is a big achievement, but according to me the big achievement is जोशी सर के बोर्ड में 201 आया. So what all things you need to focus upon, especially in all these boards जो थोड़े infamous हैं कम marks देने के लिए, and उसमें 200 plus marks लाना. So you can ask frankly all your doubts. I think in the initial 30-35 minutes, Simi will explain you what do's and don'ts for the interview, especially for the candidates who are giving interview for the first time. फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट है या सेकंड अटेम्प्ट है, बट अगर इंटरव्यू फर्स्ट है तो सेम ही बोर्ड के पर्सपेक्टिव में रहता है. So do's and don'ts in the first attempt she'll explain, and then maybe you guys can have an open session in which she'll ask the doubts and Simi will cover. Okay? Okay, Simi.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity. Interview is one stage which can be quite daunting and overwhelming at times, क्योंकि ऐसा लगता है कि कुछ भी पूछ सकते हैं, which is actually true. They can ask you anything and it can get quite confusing कि क्या पढ़े क्या छोड़े. And it was similar for me also initially, but I think थोड़ा structure तरीके से आगे बढ़े तो फिर it falls into place. So whatever suggestions I'll be giving is basically what I've learned from my experience, what my seniors, what teachers told me. And I had a pretty, so there's some reverberation.
Yeah, I think others, Prakash and all others, you can keep your mic on mute. Wait, I'll mute everybody except you.
So should I continue?
Yes, I think. Yeah, please.
What I'm discussing is with the benefit of hindsight and also the fact that my interview was pretty smooth. It was not a pressure interview and it went along predictable lines. So pressure interview I cannot give you any guidance. So I'll start with the preparation. The most important thing is your DAF, which I'm pretty sure everyone must have told you by now. But please fill it very carefully. People are often negligent. कुछ चीजें ऐसे भर देते हैं which may be difficult to justify later on. तो आप जब भरे तो उसको एक बार अपने seniors, अपने teachers को दिखा दें. It will be very useful. What I did after filling the DAF and after I finalized it was उसको मैंने categories में divide कर दिया था. These were the broad topics around which I was going to prepare for my interview. So some of the broad topics for me were firstly the state. Again for me state में Odisha और छत्तीसगढ़ दोनों आ रहा था because my residence and my home state were different. So if that is the case for you, you'll have to prepare for both. Also, if your schooling has been somewhere else, you'll have to unfortunately prepare all of them. Then again, all the districts that are mentioned, like your place of birth would have a district, your address would have a district, your father's residence would have a district, father ka origin residence, that would have a district. All these residents or districts also become important. Other than that, your college school, that becomes one category, and your graduation subject. Your optional becomes a category. Your parents' background, what they have done. My dad works in the steel plant, so that was a major chunk that I had to prepare. Prizes, medals that you've got, sports, positions of leadership, and extracurricular. These are just headings that you fill, so they become your categories. So what I did was I used to prepare my notes on Evernote, and her topic के लिए हर ये जो category है, I had made one separate note, and that helped me in the actual interview because revision बहुत easy हो जाता है. You have all the consolidated points in one place. Moving on, next thing I did was I saw some previous year transcripts. and some of the mocks of seniors. Now I'm saying I did that in moderation, and I would suggest everyone to do the same, because it's slippery slope. You can just keep on reading transcripts otherwise. So matlab, go through them, get a good idea of the kind of questions they ask, especially for people who are going for interview for the first time. That is really useful. But don't go too far into them, don't overread them. Look for backgrounds of people who have similar background to yours. Like अगर आप इंजीनियरिंग से हैं तो इंजीनियरिंग, फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट है तो फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट, उस तरह से देखते हुए read those transcripts and mocks. जैसे I had seen the mocks of Abhijit Sinha sir, which I found very useful. तो वैसे आप अपने बैकग्राउंड के हिसाब से देखते हुए इन चीजों को देखिएगा. Get the general idea of the questions, and कुछ इसमें से भी when you are seeing the questions you'll realize there are some very standard kind of questions which don't fit into the earlier categories of DAF. ये अलग से हैं, but people they usually ask these questions. So these are very generic questions like why UPSC, why not engineering, तुम IIT का seat waste कर रहे हो. Your personality type based questions like what are your strengths, 5 strengths, 3 weaknesses, um, what is the biggest failure in your life, what did you learn. Or these are very generic questions which we don't think about, and जब interview में हमसे एकदम से पूछ देते हैं तो we get confused what to answer and we don't come up with a coherent answer. तो इसलिए ये important है कि ये questions को आप पहले से सोच लें. um, then there are some bureaucracy related questions. So they'll come up with questions like why do you think the bureaucracy is corrupt, or do you think the bureaucracy is non responsive, or what are the challenges, do you think, what are the top 3 challenges related to bureaucracy. Now like for example abhi what the honorable prime minister had said about the IAS, that could probably become a question like what is your opinion on what he said. So these kind of questions should be prepared beforehand, preferably. And one thing to realize here is when you are giving answering these kind of questions bureaucracy based and there's a criticism, um, you don't outrightly support it or deny it. You can use phrases like one of the incidents, this was one of the incidents where the administration did not rise to the occasion, or sir perhaps this is a perception issue, due to the wrongdoing of certain individuals we cannot taint the entire bureaucracy. These are some phrases, some statements that you can add to your own vocabulary which will help you in the actual exam. Also more important to observe in these mocks is the body language, their demeanor, the way they are sitting, their posture, their non-verbal cues, their behavior, even the way they make eye contact. So oftentimes you must have heard the feedback कि सबके साथ eye contact बनाना है, not just to the person you're responding to. So how do they do it? That is something you can notice. Also how long do they answer a question, in what manner they frame their answer. So perhaps 10 people can give the same answer, and the interviewer might be impressed by just one or two, because it also depends on which way you are saying the answer. So this one very good suggestion that Deepak sir had given last year, that you should not give all of your whatever you know in one go. You should give bits and pieces so that they can ask follow up questions which will help to make a conversation with the panel. So that should be at the back of your mind, that you're having a conversation. आप ज्ञान बांटने नहीं गए हैं वहां पे. So that is something you should keep in mind. Other than that, what sources I used for preparation for interview, actually it can be very unstructured. A lot of googling was done by me. There are very few structured sources as such, but जैसे कि for state you can read there some very thin state के related books जो आते हैं जिसमें history geography वो सब cover हो जाता है. Then there's the economic survey and budget, that is a must read, you should read that. uh, and then there are state and district websites for this is for helping you to delve deeper into what is going on currently in the state, और कोई नई government scheme वगैरह आई है, उस तरह से websites can help. Also if you have two states, it's important to have a comparative analysis also. They might ask you question like acha there are, tell me things that Odisha can learn from Chhattisgarh, or vice versa. So these things should be well prepared beforehand. So some of the key topics that I had prepared for state, and I'm noting them down because it will be useful for everyone, is So like history, geography, culture, the top 5 issues, 5 best practices, some of any of the recent incidents that might have happened, some important government schemes. This you can also use as examples when you're giving your answers. Divide the entire state into agriculture, industry, and service sector, and uske schemes, uske related issues, uske related data. Festivals, language. If it is a tribal state, tribals and unke related issues. Politics, yes, politics has to be well read, and I would also suggest while giving answers, you have to be careful. So because it's a slippery slope, you can easily get into a conversation where you might not be able to get out. So this should be prepared quite carefully. And any of the famous places that you would like to visit, this is just in brief, but for your respective state you can go deeper and deeper as much as you want to. So other than that, again, your school and college websites, read up a little bit about their history, any famous alumni if they are in news, and a lot of talking and discussion helps. So, for example, my dad works in the steel plant, and my mother is a teacher. And also in my extracurriculars, I had written about teaching. So I knew that I had to prepare both of these well. So I used to sit for quite some time, sit for quite a few hours with both my parents, and I used to discuss about these. So what this helps is it gives you a lot of practical knowledge which you would not probably find on Google or on websites or by reading. So this is something I would recommend. Uh, Other than that, if your branch is not your optional, you can go for a superficial knowledge, superficial reading. What I realized was, so my optional was PSIR, but my branch was electrical engineering. So they expected that I would know some of the recent developments in engineering, uh, a little bit more into the technological side of it because I am from the engineering background. But even if you can't delve too much deep into it, it's okay. But you should know what the recent developments are, and what, like for me, knowing quantum technology would have been a very important thing. So those kind of things. What are the recent technological developments that you should be aware of? So, other than that, one very important thing which I think helped a lot in my interview prep was a lot of thinking on my own. So, I used to see certain questions, certain issues. I used to sit down and think ki what could be a good solution for it, or what could be a good presentable answer for it. Thinking along practical, realistic lines. The more you think, the better you're actually preparing your mind to run on the ground in the interview room. So if you come up with some random question also, you perhaps would be able to come up with a decent answer. And then after thinking about these answers, I used to go back to sir and tell him, sir, इस question के लिए मैंने इस तरह से सोचा है कि इस तरह से answer को frame कर सकते हैं. And then he would give his feedback, which helped a lot. Other than that, of course, you have to prepare for current affairs where sky is the limit. But I just stuck to the two newspapers that I was reading, the Hindu and Indian Express. And isme, I just made sure that I was reading now the entire newspaper. Oftentimes we miss certain parts of the newspaper. वो मैं नहीं कर रही थी. I was reading the entire newspaper end to end for, I guess, for 2 weeks. So I think that's enough. A lot of people will give you ज्ञान कि ये भी पढ़ लो, ट्रिब्यून पढ़ लो, EPW पढ़ लो. I personally don't feel I had the time or the patience to go through all the newspapers, so I just stuck to those two newspapers. Coming to one second. Coming to the interview guidance program by the IAS Hub, I think so. I relied on Sir's guidance quite a lot for my interview preparation. So some of the very good points about this guidance program was that basically they have a huge repository of questions. So like we were discussing that state को इन dimension से prepare करना है या college को इन dimension से prepare करना है. They already have a repository created of these kind of questions. So practically most of the time what I was doing was I was just picking up those questions and spending my energy thinking about the answers. So that saved a lot of my time. Then they give you personalized DAF based questions. So these are depending completely personalized based on your DAF profile. So you have a huge number of questions to prepare. And then they have one-on-one guidance sessions, feedback sessions, both with Sir and Divya ma'am, where they actually help you go beyond the knowledge base to the non-verbal cues, the behavioral aspects, which become very important in the interview, and I think are little neglected by many aspirants. And then, sir, the mocks that I gave here were one of the best that I have attended, and they came quite close to the actual interview that I had. And also, sir gives out a lot of current affairs content, which is quite helpful for the actual preparation. So this is why I thought that this program was going to be quite helpful, was quite helpful, and I would definitely recommend people to take it. Along with that, when you're going for mocks, I would suggest that you take it with a pinch of salt. You don't have to listen to everything, but don't ignore everything. So, what I would suggest is the things that you should watch out for is their observations on your behavior, your posture, your confidence level, the way you speak, do you make eye contact? Those kind of observations is your so one observation that I was initially getting was that I was quite assertive and too strong in my opinion, in giving out my opinion. So that was something that I softened, and by I think the third or fourth interview, I wasn't getting this feedback. So that's the kind of improvement that you want. um, Also, like, they'll give you some suggestions on your style of answering, the choice of words that you have. Sometimes we may just use a word and not realize that perhaps it's too strong a word to be used in front of seniors. So that is something I realized during the mocks. But also there are certain things that you have to completely ignore, which I found completely useless from mocks. Was they'll give you suggestions on new sources to read, like I said, EPW, The Economist, and I found that absolutely useless because I did not have the time to prepare. Secondly, if you've come across some random general knowledge question, which you think that otherwise you would never have thought of preparing, don't panic when you hear such questions in the mocks or even in the actual interview. They are not going to be your, they're not going to decide your marks. If you don't know an answer, just humbly say, sorry, sir, I am not sure of the answer right now. I'll go back and check it. So that's it. And you probably just go back and Google the answer and remember it. That's it. Don't panic your head over it कि यार ये नहीं आ रहा तो मुझे क्या होगा actual interview में. These kind of questions keep coming and going. They don't really matter. Also mocks में जो मुझे अच्छे लगे mocks वो एम के यादव सर के मैंने 2 mocks दिए थे. They were quite good. एक था चाणक्य मंडल परिवार and there's बाजीराव रेड्डी. ये तीनों के मुझे अच्छे लगे थे. Some cues for the actual interview. So some non-negotiables, have a very good night's sleep. I don't know, मतलब काफी लोग वहां भी मुझे drowsy state में लगे थे seeing there, and I felt that is something that should be completely avoided. एक दिन पहले आप बस newspaper पढ़ लीजिए अच्छे से, उस दिन का newspaper पढ़ लीजिए अच्छे से, but don't overdo it. Good night sleep is going to be very important, otherwise you're not going to be uh, alert to what they're asking. And also जिनके interviews बाद में होते हैं towards the later half, you will have a lot of transcripts coming up of people who've given the interview. So you can see a few of them, but just don't keep reading them over and over again. उसके हिसाब से अपनी strategy change करते रहिए. वो होते रहेंगे. There are certain questions which are asked in the context. कुछ उन्होंने जवाब दिया रहता है उसके basis पे. So even if you don't know some of the answers, it's okay, it's fine. But don't keep reading too many transcripts in that scene. Also, ladies, whatever sari you are wearing, have a good idea about what material it is. उसमें भी कभी कभी गड़बड़ हो जाता है. People wearing a jute sari and they say that it's a silk sari. That kind of mistake should be avoided. Also, reach before time. And one very important thing is going to be calmness. How calm you are in front of the interview panel, that is going to be very important. uh, okay, so I'll now discuss some of I'm going to take just another 10 minutes. I'll now just discuss some of the answering styles techniques that I used, which I think were helpful in my interview, giving some examples of questions from my own interview. Okay, so one thing I have realized after giving the interview was you drive the energy of the interview. The way you answer the question, the kind of enthusiasm that you show in the answers that you give is going to decide what your next question is going to be. And the same panel can be boring for one student, while it can turn out to be quite interesting for another. So a guy who went like second or third after me said he found the panel very boring, while I found the panel very interesting, their questions very interesting. So that can vary a lot, and you will drive the energy of the interview. um, One thing I was trying a lot to do was trying to personalize my answers. It should feel like it has come from me and no one else could have thought of that answer, because there is some element of personal touch to it. And I'll give you an example. So there was this question on rural versus urban life. What are some of the what are some of the challenges, issues that you would see in a rural setting? So one of the examples that I was giving was that there are certain practices, that traditional practices that have been going on for quite some time, and which might be harmful for some people. So I gave the example of a pratha called Tonhi Pratha, which is basically, it is believed that old women practice witchcraft in the villages of Chhattisgarh. And this is a pratha because of which women are ostracized. Old women are ostracized in the villages. So this was an example I thought of because I had read about it for my own preparation. And I think it actually impressed them, because you can sort of tell from their body language whether they like the answer or not. This was a personal touch I tried to bring in that question. Other than that, they'll also pick up questions from whatever answers you give. So when I had given this answer of Tonhi Pratha, the next panel member had asked me this question. Acha, okay, now that you've been posted in a district in Chhattisgarh and you come across this Pratha, so how will you solve this issue? And these kind of questions, these are very sensitive matters. So your thoughtfulness should be reflected. The fact that you are not just giving some half baked answer, but you've actually thought about it from a sensitive perspective, from an empathetic perspective. So there I said that, actually, sir, if I directly go and tell them to stop doing this, it might feel like an outsider instructing them or trying to hamper with their traditions. So I would try to take the support of all the respected elder people there, the sarpanch, the religious leaders, the tribal leaders, and I would request them, I would first try to convince them that why this pratha is dangerous in the first place and why it should be discontinued. And with their support, using their own language, using their own culture, in a more creative way, I would try to remove this pratha. So that is one way of showing your sensitiveness in certain questions. Also, when you're given a question and you think it's going to be a tricky one to answer, pause for some time, take a 5-second break, think about a proper, structured, coherent answer, and then start answering. Otherwise, oftentimes we do know the answer, we do have a good idea about the answer, but we don't end up presenting it well, which does not give a good impression. So, that should not be the case. um, Other than that, there are some very standard issues, one or two which will definitely fall in your case. So those should be prepared well beforehand, like mining, reservation. These are age-old issues. They will always keep coming. And me being from Odisha and Chhattisgarh, mining was something I had to prepare. So I had already thought out the answers beforehand, and they came, and I was able to. I think I was able to justify the questions well. So for minings, they gave me the question that, you see, there's such a huge backlash, there's POXO incident that happened, and there's so much suffering of the locals. How do you, what do we do in this scenario, because mining is also important for the national development. So so what I said was that perhaps it's not the development that they are against, it's the pace of development that they are not able to cope up with. It's giving them a sense of alienation, that yes, development is happening, but it's not for them, it's isolating them. So what we need to do is perhaps slow down our pace of development in such areas. Mining can be done at a more gradual pace. Opportunities can be created both locally, more opportunities can be created for locals. And here I gave an example of how Bhilai steel plant was doing similar in Rajra mines, which is nearby. And the kids of tribal people living there have been given great opportunities. They have been clearing several exams. So that was again bringing a personal touch to it. And then there was the question of reservation. What is your opinion? Like, should reservation be there? You have SCs, STs, EWS now coming up. What is your opinion on this? I said that, sir, we are actually I feel like we are looking at reservation from a very unidimensional angle. We are only thinking about it in terms of caste or economic factor, while deprivation for a person can be from multiple dimensions. For example, transgenders don't get the benefit of reservation. What I feel today is we need a multi level deprivation index where each person would get a score, and based on it, he or she would get the benefit of reservation to the extent that he or she deserves. And then sir added that, do you think facilitation is also needed? I said, yes, sir, this should definitely come along with facilitation. Otherwise, a lot of people are already lost at the beginning of the race. So this way, if you're well prepared, well thought out with the answers beforehand, you can present them in a good manner also. Again, like I discussed earlier, that there are certain political questions that might get asked. So for me, they asked this question was, Naveen Patnaik he is an Odia, but he doesn't know how to speak in Odia. How does he connect with the Odia people, and how has he been so successful? Now, I am generally a person who is quite uncomfortable answering political questions. So, and this question had surprisingly already come up in my mocks. So, I had a kind of evasive answer already prepared. I'm not sure if they were satisfied, but at least I did not have further cross questioning on this. So, said, so I think there are three reasons to this. First of all, he's done some very good work, and I gave them examples of the kind of work that he has done. Secondly, he's a very charismatic personality. Wherever he goes, people connect with him. And thirdly, there have been several grassroots workers. There is this Mission Shakti, which is creating several self-help groups of women who again are becoming who again help him in connecting with the local people. So this way, I explained to him that how he has been doing well. Also, there's one way of responding which is a little tricky and should be used carefully, but that can be a humorous or witty remark. And I generally don't consider myself a witty humorous person, but I think this this answer perhaps was quite helpful in changing the energy of the interview. So there was a lady panel member who said that who basically gave an observation that in IIT Bombay there are so many stray cows, and it's not a very conducive environment to study in. They're just huge stray cow menace. And I tried to convince her in many ways. No, ma'am, it's in right in the middle of a metropolitan city. You have such a beautiful place, surrounded by trees. You have the Sanjay Gandhi National Park. You have the Powai Lake, etc. I gave her many justifications as to why it's a beautiful place to study in, but she was not satisfied. In fact, she came up with an argument that I saw a video a few days earlier where boy was actually harmed by a group of stray cows in IT, which was actually true. So I thought that no matter which way I answered, this was not going to perhaps end well for me. So I tried to evade this question by saying that actually, ma'am, there's a joke in our college as well, that we worked so hard for 3-4 years to come to this place. We put in all our efforts to come to this place, but these cows just had a free pass, and we are so jealous of them. Because of them, we feel like like we don't feel like we are the people who actually study here. They are the ones. And so the entire panel started laughing, and I could really feel the energy of the panel go up after that, and the kind of questions that they asked were also quite interesting after that. So these kind of witty remarks, if they come in the heat of the moment, you can always give them, but you have to be very careful that you don't go overboard. You know where your limitations are, because these are very senior people. So not please do not try to give any cheeky remarks to them. Also, some questions can be missed. That is okay. So they had asked me about smart grid. I answered to the extent I could, but then they went into some technical details which I could not answer. So that is okay. Also, some you can try some innovative style of answering. So there was this question on Pakistan which started on a very negative note. that anything that we're trying to do with Pakistan is not working, and I don't think there's anything that we can do that will help improve the relations. What do you think will happen? What will be the future of Pakistan with India, etc.? So I discussed a brief about what is the situation then, and towards the conclusion I said that, sir, one thing that we must keep, I believe that we must keep in mind when we are dealing with, when India is dealing with Pakistan, is that it's not dealing with one Pak but three Paks. The people, the military government, the civilian, the military, the civilian government, and the people of Pakistan. And out of these three, if we can have, we have strength in two of them, then we can try to bend the third one. And well, I really don't think this answer was going to make much of a difference with our relations with Pakistan, but it was a better way of better way of just dismissing any kind of future prospects with Pakistan altogether, and realizing that there are always channels that we can try to explore. So some no's, just some final no's for the interview would be, don't use too many keywords. It might just be possible that their very next question is define this, and then you might go into a very slippery slope. Try to use as simple language as possible. Don't give too much extra gyan, just stick to what they've asked. Don't try to showcase how much knowledge you have. Try to have a conversation. I've always felt that trying to have a conversation the way you would want to have a conversation with a senior person, some senior respectable person, someone you would look up to, that way you should try to have a conversation with the panel. And also moderate the length of your answer. Don't give all the gyan in one go. Try to have follow-ups. And most importantly, please don't lie. If you don't know, just say don't know. I'm sorry, sir, I don't know the answer. I'll go back and check it. But please don't try to befool them, because they are very senior members and they can easily see through your lies. So I guess that was all from my side. And if there are any questions, I can always take them up.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello,
Uh,
who's this?
this is Preksha.
Hi, Preksha.
Actually, I have one doubt regarding a situation where if they ask a question where you cannot take a stand, like in there can be a situation where you cannot take a stand, you have to balance your opinion. So in such kind of question, how to give our answers so that we look that we have given balanced opinion to panel.
So, Preksha, one thing to realize is it might be possible that in some situations you can take a stand, and it actually might be useful to take a stand. So ये identify करना जरूरी है कि कुछ questions में आप stand ले सकते हैं. Just keep that in the back of your mind.
Yes.
In questions where you cannot take a stand, I think you will have to justify both ways. मतलब अगर कोई question हो तो I can probably give, but try to say both ways. No, I'll have to like give an example of a question. Okay, so there's a question on issues like Myanmar refugees coming to India. So I can totally, as a student, I can take a student, I can take this strongly from national security perspective, saying that this is going to be a national security concern because reports have said so, and hence it is important to regulate their entry. The most important word here is to regulate their entry. I'm not banning their entry, I'm regulating their entry. And once we've identified these people, they can always be given job cards, work permits to work in the country, but their location can be traced. So it is balancing both my security angle and the fact that on humanitarian ground we are allowing the refugees to come in, regulating rather than banning their entry. So that could be one way of answering.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon. Who's this?
Ma'am, I just wanted to know that how many times do you revise and how do you revise the thing so that you will remember them?
Yeah, see, I think revision is a very personal thing. कुछ लोगों को 2-3 बार में revise हो जाता है, कुछ लोगों को ज़्यादा time लगता है. I think I revised it 5-6 times. Every mock के पहले जितना मैंने prepare किया था, I used to revise all of that. And फिर बाद में आके जो value addition होता था, मैं कर लेती थी. तो I used to keep my target कि हर mock से पहले revise कर लूंगी, and before the actual interview, I think I revised it 2 or 3 times. It's a very personal thing. सबका अलग अलग pace है याद करने का, तो वो उस हिसाब से revise कर सकते हैं.
Good afternoon,
Hello.
ma'am.
Good afternoon. Please can you guys
मैडम
introduce
जैसे
yourselves?
आपका जो
अपना नाम बता दीजिए
Hello?
बस. हाँ, अपना नाम बता दीजिए बस.
मैम राज
हाँ, बोलिए राज.
Raj.
Hmm.
You can call me Raj, you can call me Vivek also. So
Okay.
ma'am, my another question is this: your PSIR optional, it is very lengthy optional. So will you be able to complete it from from every single topic? You were able to complete that?
For interview?
Not for interview, for even for mains. For both, I'm asking.
Yes, I guess I was able to complete it. I was able to complete all of it. If you give enough time, it is doable. Like there are much bigger syllabuses than PSIR. हो जाएगा. It's doable. And even for interview, you can go through all of it at least once.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am,
Hello.
I'm Deepak Singh.
Okay.
I wanted to know, ma'am, there can be certain questions on which a lot of agitation has been in the India, like the CA or the farmers' protest. So, and like the CA is still in Supreme Court, its constitutionality has yet not been decided. So, ma'am, what type of stand should we take on such issues which are still sub judice or which are not been decided by the court of law?
Okay. One thing that you can do for cases which are sub judice is actually say to the panel that's like after a certain point, if you think that ask you to take a stand and all, that
Yes.
sir, the matter is sub judice and I would accept whatever decision this honorable Supreme Court takes in this matter. That is one way of evading. Another is when you have issues like farmers protests, etc., which are very sensitive matters and which can easily topple over. It's good to have a group of friends or some senior who you can sit down with and have a full length conversation on this. All the kind of questions that you think they can ask you, all the kinds of tricky things that they can probably put in the question, you have like a good 1 or 2 hour conversation with them and crease it out. What happens in these kind of questions is your tone of speaking, your language, your choice of words also become very important. It should not feel like you are taking a stand beforehand only.
Yes.
Ki,
I'm like
so,
this matter of CAA, ma'am, it has been passed by the parliament, which is reflecting the collective will of the country, and it has been lawfully passed by the government. It is well within its right. It is in the union list. So, ma'am, and there has been agitation regarding it. And so there have been views that it is against the ethos of the country, against the secular credentials of the country, and that is upon the court to decide. So we have to answer this question like this only: ki, sir, honorable Supreme Court will decide whether it is constitutional or not. But presently, it
it
has
will
been passed.
depend upon the question. Firstly, I'm not saying कि हर बार ये बोल दो कि honorable Supreme Court will decide. यहाँ पे you can take a stand if you feel कि CA is correct in the way it has been passed, it is correct, then you give proper justification ki it is not harming any of the communities living in this country. It is about this and how the kind of protests that have been happening which are saying that it's against the ethos of the country, they're unjustified because of this reason. See, it all depends on the way you are justifying your answer, and you should sound neutral, non-communal, balanced. Your answer should sound pro-poor. It should not sound like it is against women. So if your answer is ticking all these criteria, it will work. If you come across a certain situation जहाँ पे लग रहा है अरे यार यहाँ पे अगर मैं ज्यादा घुसा तो they'll probably drag me in a direction where I'll not be able to answer, there you can use the fact that matter is sub judice.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Saili here.
Yes, hello,
I
Sai.
saw one. Yes, hello. I saw one of your mock interviews where you said that your first preference was not your home state.
Right.
So I wanted to ask that how much one should prepare for that state if that state is far away from the home state and it is a first preference.
Yeah, do prepare an answer. So I had prepared an answer as to why my home state was not my first preference and another state was my first preference. एक आंसर बस ये prepare कर लो कि क्यों है ऐसा. Don't delve too much into it, but एक आंसर इसका prepare कर लो कि why not your home state and why this state. ये कर लेना है.
Okay, and about the about our own state, we study all the things, history, geography, as you mentioned the tick points. So should I study about that also?
उस state का, the one which is your first preference. No, I don't think so. That's required.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am, this is Vaibhav Jindal.
Hi, Vaibhav.
Actually, I too belong from Chhattisgarh. So
Okay.
I just wanted to know what was your strategy to prepare for specific things about Chhattisgarh and what all topics, like what all areas you tried to cover while preparing for Chhattisgarh.
ओके सो एक तो जैसे जो डायमेंशंस मैंने बोले हैं दोज आर डायमेंशंस आई कवर्ड फॉर बोथ ओडिशा एंड छत्तीसगढ़ कमिंग टू छत्तीसगढ़ particularly some topics that I prepared very well was firstly Naxalism, all of its history, what is its current status, comparing Naxalism in Chhattisgarh with Odisha, and states like Telangana, what steps have been taken locally in Chhattisgarh at the national level, at the regional level, at the interstate level. What are the existing challenges in Chhattisgarh with regards to Naxalism? और जिस स्पेस से मे बी वेस्ट बंगाल वगैरह में घट गया है नक्सलिज्म और तेलंगाना वगैरह में अच्छा काम हुआ है व्हाई इट हैज नॉट पिक्ड अप दैट पेस इन छत्तीसगढ़ तो वो सारे पर्सपेक्टिव से प्रिपेयर किया करना है माइनिंग इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक ट्राइबल इश्यूज आर गोइंग टू बी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इसमें फैक्चुअल डेटा भी पता होना चाहिए कि कौन से ट्राइब साउथ इंडिया सदर्न छत्तीसगढ़ में है कौन से ट्राइब्स नॉर्दर्न छत्तीसगढ़ में है there's a community called Abujmar, so that entire region, थोड़ा मतलब you have to read up on all of this. ये थोड़ा general knowledge type का हो जाता है, but you will have to read up on all of this. These are particular topics that you have to prepare from Chhattisgarh. And because my dad works in Bhilai Steel Plant, तो मुझे Bhilai Steel Plant भी पूरा prepare करना था. Other than that, बाकी जो चीजें मैंने ओडिशा के लिए बोली हैं और बाकी states के लिए बोली हैं, that will apply for Chhattisgarh as well.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay, there are some
Hi.
questions. Just 1 minute. There's some questions in the chat. I'll answer them as well. There's one question by Ravinder. Can we mention research paper published during graduation in DAF? You definitely can, but you will have to have a whole huge knowledge, huge depth of knowledge in that particular field. Any new recent developments that might have happened, any new research publications that they might surprisingly have had stumbled upon, you should be able to justify that. If you are able to do it, then you should go for it. Vaibhav is asking, ma'am, if already in one service, how to I'm sorry, Vaibhav, I won't be able to answer this question because this was my first attempt. You'll have to ask someone already in the service. Sandhya is asking, Sony here, ma'am, if we give interview in Marathi language, does it make any difference? Sorry, Sony, I won't be able to answer this question again because I gave my interview in English. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's continue.
Hi, so this is Lakshit.
Hi, Lakshit.
Hi, Simi, I wanted to know that, say, I'd given a lot of interviews, but in the official final interview, what happened was maybe I got under a little stressed or something. So even though the answers which I knew very well and which I could give very good answers, like creative answers, I just couldn't do that, maybe because of stress. Do you have something? I was fine, I think, in the mocks, more or less, I was fine. But in the interview, I think, wobbled a little towards the end.
Okay. I think most importantly, you need to calm your nerves down. I think we had talked about this earlier as well last year, bhi, ki you were a little anxious during the mocks as well. A little. Perhaps that got aggravated during the actual interview. I think if you can talk to seniors who you find daunting, maybe that will help, because I think you got a little intimidated by the board, and that is something you will have to try and avoid. And agar if you can find people to talk to who are senior to you, very senior to you, and who you might be intimidated by otherwise, and try to have just a simple conversation with them over phone or face to face would be great. I think it will reduce your fears. Or maybe just sit down and try going over the answers, just speaking out the answers once rather than just preparing them in your head. Actually saying out the answers out loud would probably help.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, there's one question from Mala. What has to be the strategy and sources of current affairs preparation? I think for me, I just stuck to two sources, the Hindu and Indian Express, and I was reading them every day. And the only difference was I was reading the entire newspaper, while earlier I was skipping certain portions of it while preparing for mains. That's it from my side, Mala. There's one question from Anil. Okay, if you have a question like this, are women safe? I would probably have approached it saying that I think over time the safety of women has only improved. But I would not say that that women, you can't completely justify this, that women are safe. You will have to accept the reality at certain point. So you can say that over the years the safety of the women has improved, but there are also there are many areas that have still to be worked upon, and we as a society, as a community, have to work towards that direction. I think that's how I would have approached this. uh, what all are the areas did you focus while preparing for steel industry? So again, it's not about steel industry, it's about any industry in general, that you will have to see what earlier the production was, how it has improved, what the current status is. For steel, there's always this question, especially for sale, that it has been incurring losses. What has been the issue? What are the major profit making areas? Which steel plant is doing the best? Because I had connection to Rourkela and Bhilai both, so I had done a little bit of comparative analysis of both Rourkela and Bhilai steel plant. So these are the broad areas. Then you will have to see it from the international perspective, that what is India's steel production per stand compared to China, and then you can go all along into the WTO tariff issues that arise on the steel industry. Those kind of issues, everything has to be covered. Jamin's question is, ma'am, at what level we should prepare PSIR for personality test? I think you can read through your PSIR notes once. PSIR being a current affairs based topic, you'll have to prepare the IR portions quite well, and political science if there are any elections, which there are. So you will have to prepare those elections type ke questions very well. They can ask you to give an analysis of the Assam elections or the Bengal elections for that matter. And IR questions, you always have to prepare whichever country is in the news at that point. India's relations with that country from every perspective should be well prepared. So, what is the current status? How was the relation in the past? What is the potential for the future? Potential areas for the future is a very good questions they always ask. It's either China, Pakistan, USA, इनमें से किसी एक का तो relation पूछ लेते हैं. So that kind of question. So this kind of current affairs wala part you will have to put in effort. बाकी जो static portion है, you can read them once, all of it once. So there might be a few questions. मुझे पूछा गया था like name a few political scientists from India. So these static questions you can read them once. बाकी current affairs wala you have to keep preparing. Rahul here. If questions on issues like love, jihad, what should our approach be to the answer? Okay. So when there are some issues like this where it's really tricky to give an answer, I would suggest try to look for some official source. Maybe Supreme Court has given some statement, maybe some commission has given some statement, or the parliament for that matter has given some statement. So you can use their opinion to strengthen your answer. That can be a good way of firing the gun from someone else's shoulder, but you can't do that for every question. So if there are some very tricky questions where you feel like giving out thinking about an opinion on your own would be difficult, you can try to seek for some official opinion on that matter. um Anil is asking, at any point of time, did you feel that you were grilled? How did you maintain your calmness at that time? Okay, so that question on stray cows really went into quite some grilling. Overall, it was not a pressure interview, but there were questions where they seemed like their tone of asking would be very disappointing, or they would be like, like, I really don't think you can give an answer for for this question kind of face. But for everything, your face should be always calm. It should not reflect their emotions, firstly. And secondly, when they're grilling, you should try to like, so what I was trying to do at that point was trying to come up with some answer which would take me out of this trap. They were continuously trying to drill me कि यार गाय तो बहुत बेकार है तुम्हारे academy में, ये अच्छी जगह ही नहीं है रहने के लिए. They were just trying to push me into that hole. So I was at that point, my mind was just running into something that I can say to come out of that trap. And I think because I was thinking in those lines, I was not feeling the pressure of being grilled. I was kind of enjoying it. So I think that is something you can do to reduce the calmness, to reduce the pressure. And other than that, um, just even if you don't know the answer, don't panic. That is one thing. You don't know the answer, just say confidently that, ma'am, I'm sorry, ma'am, I don't know the answer, I'll go back and check into it. And that too in a very calm tone, not in a panicky tone, and that's it, matlab. That's enough. You, and also, even if your like first 5 questions go wrong, don't let the sixth one get affected because of your first 5 questions. I know it's tougher, it's easier said than done, but that is just something that you'll have to practice over and over and master. It's really truly speaking, how you answer, how your emotions work, it's not something which can develop immediately. That's why you have to keep practicing, keep saying in front of the mirror your answers. That will help. Shaheen is asking, how can I go with my hobby section if I majorly used to be part of a lot of sports? Well, you can put your sports in your hobby section. That's not an issue. But I would, if you have enough knowledge about the current affairs and everything, you can actually put all the sports in. If you don't, then you can choose like the top two most, your favorite top two sports where you can actually have a very healthy conversation with them, because they can actually go into some pretty tricky questions in sports, as I had heard from my friends. So you can perhaps limit your number of sports. If I get nervous while speaking, how can I manage my fluency in English? Can I be bilingual when I feel like? I am not sure whether you can be bilingual, but fluency is something which comes the more and more you speak. So again, for this, you will have to sit in front of the mirror. First, think of an answer, then speak it out loud. The more you speak, the more you practice, the better you'll get at it. There's no shortcut to that. Are there any more questions? Anil is asking if there are no proper hobbies, if the person is from normal average, if the person is from normal average student, how should he tackle it in DAF? Yeah, Anil, I think every person has some hobby or the other. I'm pretty sure some sport, some activity, something must be there. You just have to search about it. What is your hobby? But I think everyone has something or the other. Or you can always write reading books, but then you'll actually have to read some books to be able to say that. Otherwise, I'm not very sure how to answer this. You can probably ask sir. Generic things like movies and solving Sudoku. Solving Sudoku would be pretty interesting. Movies, I have no idea. Because movies is again something which they can go really into depth in. They can actually make you analyze some movie. But Sudoku would be an interesting choice. If you do play Sudoku, that is a pretty good hobby. Thank you, Shaheen. So I guess we can call it a day.
Hi, Simi. Thank you so much. The session was very insightful. I think no one else is having any doubt, any questions. So I think we can wrap it up. Okay.
No, I'm here only.
Okay.
Acha, okay.
Sorry, I'm traveling.
Yes, sir.
Any other doubts? No doubts. Okay, if you have any doubts, you can drop a mail to us. I'll connect with Simi in case she will be able to give the reply for your questions. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thanks, Beta. Thanks for this. Okay. Bye bye.